All right, it's the Dusty Boots podcast here. We're at CMC 2025, and we have Kaylee Bell. Thanks for coming on.
How are you?
There you go.
Good. How'd you go Wednesday night, Campers Bar?
It was late.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, it was late. I've got a newborn and my band had flown over from New Zealand in the morning, and so we were just like, it was testing, but it was cool. And it was cool just to I've never experienced CMC that early in the week or probably that late at night. So it was cool. It was awesome.
Yeah, I think for the amount of people that were here, it got rocking in there very
was great,
quickly.
eh? We
come
enjoyed
in
it.
And just the bar lifted a lot. Everyone was dancing and moving the whole time.
It was cool just having people sing back and I mean,
we were talking about that before. It's a bit of a pinch yourself when people start singing back to you. You can hear that crowd singing to you.
That's a game changer, eh? I love that's my favorite. One of my favorite moments in life actually is that it's just. I mean, it's why we make music, right?
Yeah, that's true. And your fast car cover, that was so good.
Everyone
in the crowd was like, you just know when people just hit that spot it was perfect. Is that something you always do, that fast car cover, or is it just something you threw in there?
I try and mix it up actually. I always kind of do an acoustic thing. Just because that's how I started and played all the pub gigs and did all the slog for the years. And I love getting back to just give the band a break and just bring it back to, you know, me and the audience, which is just such a nice little moment. And we do mix it up. I always love to have if I don't have a Shania, I'll have an Australian song, for example. We'd cover a lot of Natalie Imbruglia and Bachelor Girl and just some iconic Aussie artists as well. So
get an involvement with the crowd and have fun while you're at it.
It was fun.
No, awesome. Actually won Female Artist of the Year at Country Town Awards. Was it yesterday? What day was it?
That was yesterday, yeah. No, that was wild. 6 weeks ago, I was literally in hospital watching the Golden Guitars on my phone. And it's just wild to think 6 weeks later I'm here and back into it. And I love being a female in country music. I think it's really important to have a female voice and perspective. And so that was a cool moment. I'm very, very proud of that one.
No, and
awesome.
Recently just become a mum.
Yeah.
I think you played up to 34 weeks.
Yeah, we were touring with Kane at about 34 weeks. I went and saw Luke Combs at 38 weeks, and I had the baby about 4 days after Luke Combs. So I was kind of hoping I'd have it at a Luke Combs concert because I just thought there would be story.
Special moment. I saw you at Kane Brown in Melbourne, Rod Laver.
Yeah, I feel like we just popped out during the Kane tour. That was one of the best moments actually, that tour, getting back to Aussie and just I felt so much joy on that tour. It really reminded me why I love playing. And I just think Aussie crowds are just the best in the world. They really are. And so that was a dream, that tour.
And being a parent too, I've got 2 kids at home as well.
Oh, nice.
And I think being a parent, it's just the best thing ever. So how do you go, how have you found, obviously you played the whole way up and now you're back into it again pretty much straight away.
But you're right, it is. And it's the thing I love about it is that I get to come and do this, and then I get to go back home, and there's something finally in my life that's more important than anything else. And I just think he's a really great radar on what I say yes to moving forth, and if it's not a hell yeah, it's a hell no now. So
and I think that's a conversation you have with everyone that has kids, and when you've got such a busy lifestyle and then that happens, your time becomes poor, so you start to really pick out your time. Do you reckon that'll change much with the way your music will go being a mum now? Do you reckon it's going to change some of your songwriting and stuff, or do you reckon
I hope so, I've written one song for him for the record, which will be coming out later in the year, and I just, again, I think it's nice to be able to tell that perspective because, there was nothing planned about this for me, and it is a really kind of scary topic, talking about women and music and being a mother and all the things. But I think the more we talk about it, the easier hopefully it makes it for the next generation coming through. And I'm just grateful for artists like Casey Chambers and Fanny Lumsden who have been, leading the way on that. And I've got to see them just include their kids in their touring, and I want to do the same thing. So, I think hopefully...
It's amazing to see too, knowing what it's like to have kids and that, especially with the girls side of thing too. But to be able to play up that long and then be able to go and continue to start playing pretty much straight away. So it's a really good effort by her.
Thank you.
It was quite actually fun being about mother. We were, I think it was before you announced your pregnancy, we were actually recording an episode with your missus.
Yeah, and we just had Sadie. Sadie's one on Saturday.
Oh,
and she was like, we're looking through some stuff.
I think because she's a big fan of you.
Yeah. It's adorable.
And then she's like, I swear Kaylee Bell's pregnant. I'm like,
she was figuring it all out, and we're like,
we can't release this, obviously.
We can't do that.
She's a good detective.
The next day you announced it.
The next day she put straight in her group. The next day she's like, boys, I knew it. I told you.
Well, do you know what's funny is Kane actually kind of announced it for me.
Right.
No.
Which is hilarious. In Sydney, he brought it up, and it was just like we'd planned to announce it the next day. So I was like, well, we definitely got to announce it the next day.
Yeah. What we might do is we do Making the 8, where we just ask 8 sort of rapid fire questions,
nice.
and you can answer them sort of however you want to answer them. So
Whatever comes to mind.
Yep, you can start off.
Who is your biggest inspiration?
I think honestly Shania Twain, and I say that because I feel like she was one of the first females to play like stadiums, and that's what I want to do. And just to kind of cross into the pop world, and I just still think her music is some of the best music ever made, and so she's someone I still will always aspire to.
Yeah. I think a lot of girls are in that same boat.
They are,
Like, I think that's a big inspiration thing.
And she's it hasn't been. I mean, I read her book every year, so I love her backstory, and just it was not handed to her. You know, she really went out there and grinded and
worked for
it.
Yeah, definitely. What's your coffee order?
Oh, today it is an iced latte with oat milk because it is so bloody hot.
It is hot. So
Otherwise, a long black. I do love a long black.
Yeah.
What is your favourite song you've released?
I mean, probably Keith, because it's brought me the most joy and connected me with the most people. And I think as we talk about people singing your words back and stuff, that was actually at CMC was the first moment that ever happened for me after The Voice and with that song. And I still get goosebumps from that moment. And so that song changed a lot of things for me.
Yeah. What was it like playing your own song on television? Was that
terrifying? Like, it's one thing to sing in front of, Keith Urban and Rita Ora and all these superstars, but to have their backs to you and then to be singing a song that I was just, that moment, I just am like, if I can do that, I can do anything, because that was probably the most terrifying I've ever been.
Yeah. What's the wildest thing that's ever happened at one of your gigs?
Ooh, wildest thing. I don't know about wild. I mean, when I used to play a lot of pub gigs, I don't really drink when I'm singing, but this one night I decided that I would, and I literally tripped backwards over the speaker.
Oh, no.
There was a moment there I was like, I'm never drinking at a gig ever again, and I never have, and it was about 10 years ago. So
that was a turning point.
Yeah, it was a turning point. I've really grown up a lot since then.
I'm terrible. I played to get pissed.
Yeah.
Love it.
What did you get most in trouble for as a kid?
Ooh. That's a good question. I remember getting the slipper a lot around my backside. Probably for I was used to push mum quite a lot, and then dad would come home and take over, and that's when I'd be in trouble. I think I was just a really full-on kid.
Yeah.
What's your biggest phobia?
Spiders, 100%.
Spiders?
In Australia, God, oh my God, they're the worst.
What's something most people wouldn't know about you?
If I hadn't have played, if I hadn't followed country music, I probably would have been in America playing basketball. I was always adamant that I was going to go and play college ball and kind of follow that lane, and then just got a lot of injuries. Broke both my wrists at once.
Oh, shit.
And it was just like a sign from the heavens of maybe don't do that.
Yeah. Sport's not my thing. That's why I'm not playing footy this year, because my body can't. My body's falling apart.
Whatever you say, mate.
And the last one is, what's your advice for any up-and-coming artists?
You just got to work your butt off. I think the minute you stop working, the whole thing stops working, right? Yeah. I think the minute you quit, nothing's going to happen, right? But I think the older and wiser I've got, it's just a matter of holding on, and I think moments come and go, but if you hang on long enough, you'll get your moment. And,
definitely. You just got to keep hustling.
Yeah.
No, awesome.
Good.
Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks, boys.
It was great to have you.
Lovely to have.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.